A few years ago, another dimension started overlapping with the real world, changing everything forever. Humanity discovered that strange creatures, straight out of urban legends, were now a terrifying reality. In response, people awakened powers to fight these threats in epic, non-stop battles. The creatures were called demons, and the humans with special abilities became the hunters. None of this chaos seemed to matter to our MC Xiaohe, who just wanted to buy his breakfast. While the world was changing, he was still the same, pondering what to eat without breaking the bank. He was so indecisive that he couldn't choose between bread or a crepe, even with the vendor waiting on him. Ever since the monsters showed up, he just kept on living his life as a regular F-ranker, no big changes. With a sigh of frustration, he carries 2 bags, revealing he bought both options because he couldn't make up his mind. Walking into the classroom, he feels the same old social anxiety as he passes by a few classmates. Our MC weaves through the desks, looking for a spot to sit down and eat his breakfast. Nearby, 2 girls are chatting while one shows her friend a bottle of perfume. He realizes one of them is Lin Xia, the girl he's had a secret crush on for a long time. Just then, she turns and greets him with a friendly smile, wishing Xiaohe a good morning. Completely flustered, our MC stammers a reply and quickly turns back to his desk. He reflects that he's never confessed to her because he's never had the guts to act on impulse in his entire life. Faced with his indecisiveness, he wishes life were as simple as buying breakfast. That way, he could just try all the options whenever he didn't know which path to take. Deep down, he wished he could test out countless lives and only then choose the best version to live. His thoughts are cut short when he spots something out the window, wondering if that's a gate. Above the city, a gigantic red portal materializes in the sky, releasing a sinister energy. From there, panic grips the classroom, with all the students screaming, clueless about what's happening. Suddenly, a deafening noise echoes as something smashes into the classroom door with absurd force. The door bursts open, revealing a student transformed into a terrible creature, surrounded by red auras. The monster charges at his classmates, who scream in desperation. Shocker MC points at the grim scene, recognizing it as a real demon. Right after, everyone's vision is filled with an intense color, signaling the end for one of the students. With a disturbing smile, the creature announces it's going to do a roll call to decide its next target. He calls out the name Diane Tianxian, and the purple-haired girl freezes in fear upon being chosen. In the blink of an eye, the creature lands a fatal blow on the student, silencing her for good. Lin Xia is terrified, her face splattered with the remains of her recently eliminated classmate. With chaos breaking out, our shocked MC gets to his feet, not knowing how to react. Meanwhile, the demon is having the time of its life, laughing sadistically at the student's despair. The creature wonders aloud who the next target will be, cranking up the tension in the room even more. Seeing a chance, a few students make a break for the door in a desperate escape attempt. Without hesitation, the monster finishes off, one by one, everyone who tried to escape the impending carnage. Xiaohe notes that the door isn't an option and considers jumping out the window, even as he trembles with fear. In that instant, a spark of determination ignites in his eyes as he faces the danger. He looks back and finds himself in a terrible dilemma: escape alone or try to save the others. Seeing Lin Xia crying and completely defenseless, he feels like he has to do something. For the first time in his life, Xiaohe makes a quick decision without hesitating for a second. He holds out his hand to Lin Xia and tells her to escape with him through the window, right now. The girl sees Xiaohe's outstretched hand as her only hope for survival. She tries to reach him, but the surrounding red aura indicates that danger is closing in. In a moment of desperation, they're both struck down by the demon, and just like that, it was lights out for him. Suddenly, RMC wakes up with a jolt, his face a mask of pure panic. He finds himself back at his desk, confused and wondering if he really bit the dust in that attack. Looking to his side, he sees the 2 girls chatting just like they were before the chaos started. Then, Lin Xia greets him with the same smile and gesture as before, confirming his suspicions. Our MC understands that he isn't gone and that, somehow, he's gone back in time. Before him, a blue screen appears, informing him that he has obtained the ability to deduce the future. He notices he's the only one who can see the system window, as no one else seems to notice it. With this, he can test out options over the next 10 minutes to find the best possible answer. With a confident smirk, he realizes he can find a way to save everyone from this disaster. No time, the ability activates and his eyes glow in a state of pure concentration. After foreseeing the attack, he jumps up and yells for everyone to run, because the demons are coming. The Xiaohe's priority now is to get all of his classmates out of the classroom alive. He gets up on the classroom stage and says they have to escape through the window because the demon will attack the door. To his surprise, all the students just stay put in their seats, not reacting to his warning. Lin Xia and Diane Tianxian look at him, startled, wondering what's wrong with him. He understands that no one is going to believe him, and by the time the demon arrives, it'll be too late to run. In his mind, he feels that same evil aura from before. The next moment, the creature with the stitched-up mouth appears behind him with a macabre grin. The demon uses our MC as a hostage and announces it will begin the roll call to choose its victims. The simulation ends with the same terrible outcome, and our MC watches it all, horrified. The deduction ability ends, and he returns to reality, slamming his fist on the desk in frustration. Back in the real world, he feels a terrible nausea from the memories of the smell and the scenes he witnessed. His classmates look back confused by his strange and sudden behavior. Realizing he can't convince anyone, he cooks up a new plan to stop the monster from getting in. He decides to lock the classroom door to buy enough time for everyone to escape safely through the window. Our MC enters deduction mode again and sprints from his desk at top speed. On his way, he bumps into a class bully who was about to light a cigarette. The brute gets angry and yells at Xiaohei, asking why he's running around like a maniac. Ignoring him, he reaches his goal and slams the classroom door with all his might. Right after, he turns the knob, locking the passage moments before the threat arrives. He blocks the doorway with his body, determined to stop the creature from entering at all costs. On the other side of the door, the demon starts banging and announces it will begin its grim roll call. The creature then calls Dian Tianqian's name, and the sound of an impact echoes through the simulation. The sound pierces through the door and hits Xiaohai, who gets covered in a red liquid. The simulation reveals that the roll call is a sound-based curse that eliminates anyone who hears it. Back in reality, he trembles in his chair, remembering the suffocating feeling of being taken out again. He questions why he's risking everything to save people he's not even friends with. Once again, our MC faces a tough choice between his instinct and his conscience. At that moment, Lin Xia approaches, concerned, and asks if he's feeling unwell. Dian Tianqian also notices how pale he looks and suggests he see the school nurse. Even the bully from before offers to help, saying he can answer the class roll call for him. The word roll call gives him a revelation about people's truest instincts. He understands that no matter how many times history repeats itself, people will always make the same choice. With a sigh of acceptance, he braces himself for his next attempt with renewed determination. Our MC activates the future Deduction once more, entering a state of total concentration. In his next simulation, he decides to strike first, charging at the creature with a chair. However, the demon appears before his attack connects and is already preparing to start the roll call of doom. To his surprise, the creature looks right at him and calls his name, changing the order to counter him. Just like that, he's hit head on and discovers that the monster can adapt to his strategies. He realizes that nastier endings cost more spirit points and tries to calm down so he doesn't mess up. Restarting the simulation, he tries pushing his classmates out in order, starting with Dian Tianqian. The demon adapts again and calls both their names at the same time, foiling his new plan. With that, they are both hit by the sound attack, and he realizes this strategy won't work either. Hiding under the desk also proves useless, as the curse finds him anyway. While trying to escape, he notices that the creature's attacks seem to follow some kind of mysterious pattern. After testing dozens of different futures, his spirit points are rapidly consumed. The ability is forcibly shut down, leaving our MC with just 1 point and totally wiped. Back in the real world, he feels a gentle touch on his shoulder, interrupting his thoughts. He turns around slowly and recognizes a familiar scent, wondering if it's really Lin Xia. She looks at him with a worried expression and asks if he's feeling okay. As he looks at her, his eyes widen with a sudden, brilliant revelation. He focuses on the bottle she's holding, and the memory of that scent gives him the key to solving everything. With a confident smile and a clenched fist, our MC finally knows how to save everyone. He slams his hand on the table and calculates that he has only 30 seconds until the demon invades the room. To create a diversion, he yells that there's an earthquake, confusing all his classmates. Startled, Lin Xia and Dian Tianqian wonder if they should run to the courtyard for safety. As time ticks by, the confusion grows, and some students use it as a chance to leave early. He knows he can't tell the truth, and needs to make up something that no one can verify in time. His plan is to use Lin Xia's perfume as the centerpiece of his lie to evacuate the area. From there, he snatches the bottle and runs around the room, shouting about the fake trimmer to create panic. He points to the windows and tells everyone to jump because the exit is too far away. His act works, and panic spreads with students rushing to the second-floor windows. The bully is so convinced that he even drops his lighter, completely stunned by the situation. Even though he's confused, he yells the same line from before about demons, running after our MC. With 23 seconds left, Xiaohei's goal is to get as many people to jump as possible. Despite their confusion, Lin Xia and Dian Tianqian are swept toward the window by the crowd. 20 seconds remaining, our MC notices that time is running short to evacuate everyone. Unfortunately, not everyone buys the story, and some skeptical students simply ignore the commotion. Others are completely oblivious to the danger, sleeping soundly at their desks without noticing a thing. He knows there's no time to convince everyone, as the demons are about to storm the room. Despite the difficulty, he keeps yelling for them to run, since some of the students have already managed to jump. The bully from before is now helping to organize the escape, telling everyone to jump in an orderly fashion. Near the window, a group of students notices the sky darkening and sees the gate forming. The portal from the other dimension pulses with red energy as the countdown nears its end. RMC watches the scene with a tense expression, knowing exactly what's about to happen. Faced with the real threat, panic takes over the last remaining students, who scream for help in desperation. 10 seconds left and half the class saved. He runs to execute the next part of his plan. He understands there's no time to save the rest and connects a phone to the classroom sound system. Loud music starts blasting from the speakers as the sky outside turns completely red. The loud sound serves to drown out the demon's roll call, protecting those who haven't escaped yet. The music playing, he turns to the door and prepares to stop the attack on the remaining students. During his deductions, he remembered the bully's lighter and focused on the monster's attack pattern. After several simulations, he noticed that the creature always manifested with the same red spheres. With 5 seconds left, the answer came to him, and he lit the perfume on fire to create a weapon. He understood that the demon only attacks with the roll call, because it always tried to use that method. The exact moment the creature breaks down the door, our MC was already ready to act. The demon opens its stitched mouth to begin the sound curse, confirming Xiaohei's theory. With the target in his sights, he gets ready to throw the flaming bottle with all his strength. Without a second of hesitation, he hurls the makeshift cocktail right at the enemy. With 2 seconds to spare, the flaming bottle flies towards its target in a perfect arc. The impact is a direct hit, striking the monster's throat and interrupting its deadly sonic attack. As the creature burns, he reveals his plan to destroy the source of the sound with fire and music. Seeing the scene, Lin Shia and the others at the window hurry to flee the burning room. The force of the explosion throws our MC backward, and he hits the classroom floor hard. Even though he's injured, he stays focused. He needs to block the demon sound at all costs. With his plan in motion, he believes he'll finally be able to save everyone in the classroom. Meanwhile, the creature on the other side pounds on the door, and our MC tries to hold it back. Exhausted, he figures everyone must have escaped by now, and that it's his turn to get out of there. However, the exhaustion hits him, and he feels his mind weaken from using almost all his points. His vision blurs and his body feels heavy, preventing him from moving to escape the imminent threat. Facing the danger, he regrets acting like a hero, because now he's scared out of his mind. Still, he reflects that if he had another chance to do it all over again. His thoughts fade into darkness, but deep down, he knows he would make the same choice. Suddenly, a hand reaches out to him, and Lin Shia's voice calls out, telling him not to give up. She came back to help him and holds him tight, saying they'll escape that place together. With her support, the two of them get closer to the window, preparing to jump to safety. Without hesitation, they leap from the 2nd floor towards the school courtyard, away from the danger. They both land on the grass outside, managing to escape the classroom by the skin of their teeth. Reunited with the other students, he finally collapses from exhaustion, but happy to be safe. With tears of relief, our MC celebrates. He pulled off the impossible and saved everyone. With a nervous laugh, he leans on Lin Xia, completely drained by the tension of the moment. Suddenly, he grabs her by the shoulders with a panicked expression, leaving the girl confused. The reason for his fear reveals itself in the sky, as the dimensional portal has fully opened above the school. From the gate, a horde of bizarre and terrifying demons begins to emerge, invading the human world. Faced with this scene, our MC realizes his efforts were in vain and now all is lost. The invasion begins, and a countless number of grotesque creatures descend from the heavens towards the city. He knows that, aside from himself, all the other students are ordinary people with no powers to fight. The group of survivors huddles together in despair, certain that this is the day they all meet their end. Just when hope seemed lost, a mysterious energy begins to emanate from the ground around them. A moment later, a translucent blue barrier forms, enclosing the group and protecting them from danger. Our MC touches the barrier, surprised, wondering where that magical protection came from. The demons attack the shield to no avail, and he realizes the Hunters Association has finally arrived. A powerful voice orders everyone to stay inside the barrier to ensure the group's safety. The S-rank Hunter Beling appears via teleportation, revealing herself as the vice captain of the local squad. Inside the shield, he notices his points have recovered a bit and feels that they're safe now. In the panic to find shelter, the students push and shove inside the barrier chaotically. In the middle of all the confusion, Diane Tianchen slips at the edge of the shield and loses her balance. With that, she ends up falling outside the protection, left completely exposed to the demons. RMC points in horror at the scene, yelling that she fell out of the safe zone. Lin Xia panics and screams her friend's name, unable to do anything to help. The others wonder where the hunters are, knowing she won't survive on her own. Meanwhile, Beling is concentrating on maintaining the barrier, which is already showing signs of weakness. Giant Shadow approaches Diane Tianchen, who begs for help, paralyzed by fear. Despair takes over the girl, who cries as she sees the creature getting closer and closer. A moment later, a 3D demon snatches her up with its claws, to everyone's horror. Seeing this, Xiaohai activates his deduction ability, searching for a way to save her. The vision of the future shows him a pair of gardening shears on the ground inside the barrier. He grabs the tool and yells at the creature to let her go, surprising the other students. In his hands, the shears transform into a glowing sword, emanating a powerful energy. The blow hits the monster, and he realizes that, because it's a wood type, the creature is weak to metal. His deduction ends, and with a perfect plan, he knows he can rescue Diane Tianchen and escape. However, the wooden creature already has the girl in its mouth, who asks for help in a final whisper. With the sword in hand, our MC yells for her to hang on, preparing for his attack. At the same time, Beling's protective barrier begins to flicker, indicating it won't last much longer. Shortly after, the shield dissipates into thin air, leaving all the students completely vulnerable. The hunter knows that with the barrier gone, all the students will become easy targets. Suddenly, a cold mist spreads through the area, and the students wonder if it's going to rain. The three-headed demon stops its attack and looks down, confused by the situation. In an instant, sharp ice crystals begin to sprout from the ground around the creature. A mysterious man appears and uses his ability to completely freeze the wooden monster. Wam sees the scene, stunned, not understanding who this new and powerful ally is. In seconds, the demon is completely trapped in a huge block of solid, motionless ice. With the threat contained, Beling's barrier finally dissolves completely due to a lack of energy. The newcomer identifies himself as Bai Ji and reports the situation to the association's base. He walks calmly over the ice, showing himself to be a hunter of the highest level and experience. A silver-haired hunter reports that the incident has been resolved. Around him, the remaining monsters are frozen for good. At this, the surviving students celebrate with relief, cheering for the hero who defeated the creatures in an instant. The elite agent then announces that everyone is safe now. However, our MC clenches his fist with an expression of pure fury. Noticing the tension, the hunter turns towards Li Xiaohe. His footsteps echo as he slowly approaches the boy. Without warning, our MC lunges forward and lands a solid punch right in the hunter's face, leaving everyone present completely shocked. Right after, he grabs him forcefully by the collar. Li Xiaohai demands to know if the man didn't see someone outside the barrier. His anger is because of a frozen, three-headed monster. One of the creature's heads is holding something that definitely shouldn't be there. Inside the ice, Tianxin's body is visible. Our MC accuses the hunter of finishing the girl off along with the monster. Seeing the tragic scene, the other students break down in tears. They whisper their friend's name, unable to believe what happened. The hunter checks Li Xiaohei's file and sees he's an F rank. Our MC shouts that he was about to save the girl. Disdain. The elite agent scoffs at his audacity. He calls him an inexperienced brat who's all talk and no action in the field. He questions the logic of saving someone who was barely hanging on. The priority was to eliminate all the demons at the best moment to strike. According to him, the monsters would have attacked everyone if he hadn't acted fast. It was a simple choice between saving one person or saving 1,000. Our MC is disgusted by this cold logic. He yells that it wasn't a matter of choice because it was possible to save everyone. The hunter looks at him with a condescending smile. He claims the kid doesn't understand that even the strongest have to make sacrifices. Turning his back on the boy, the captain orders Bailing to call the rest of the team so they can close the dimensional gate together. Back at the school, the situation has calmed down. The survivors thank Li Xiaohai for saving them. His classmates surround him and call him a hero. They acknowledge that without his warning, they all would have been taken out by the creatures. The conversation shifts to Tianxin's fate. One of the students remarks that if it wasn't her, it could have been any of them. With a grim face, our MC tells them not to blame the captain. He admits the man saved them and that his actions were the right call. A classmate notices his state and offers to help, asking if she should get the school nurse or buy him some medicine. Our MC then reflects that he doesn't believe in sacrifices. To him, that's just an excuse for not being strong enough. From that moment on, he makes a decision. Li Xiaoai declares that he wants to become an elite hunter, even more powerful than that man. The narrative takes us to the city's past. Many years ago, the place suffered from a wave of student fatalities. Back then, school bullying was rampant. Weaker students were constantly the targets of violent assaults. Many students witnessed or suffered from this violence. Horrific scenes were common in the school's hallways and courtyards. Strangely, the police and the school administration received almost no calls for help from the victims of these attacks. This lack of reporting only fueled the bullies' arrogance, causing the violence to escalate to even worse levels. The bullied students could only ask the teachers for help. Unfortunately, the educators were irresponsible and blamed the victims. The Hunters Association linked the demons to the students' souls. The last people they saw were their indifferent teachers. And so, the demon teacher was the first to emerge, appearing in 342 classrooms at the exact same time. In a short period, they eliminated many students and opened a C-rank gate, thus concluding the incident report. Our MC watches the news report. Compared to his monotonous life, he admits the event was truly thrilling. From that day on, the school was given a week off. The students could rest at home to recover from the shock. He then checks the class group chat on his phone. His classmates are thanking him for saving them, all with his early warning. Faced with so much praise, our MC becomes thoughtful, wondering if he can really be considered a hero. Just then, a notification from the Hunters Association pops up on his screen. His monthly allowance as a member has been issued and needs to be verified. He looks at his attribute panel and sees himself as a failure. After all, even his F rank was obtained through cheating. Ever since his mother disappeared 10 years ago, Li Xiaohai has had no source of income. He unbuttons his shirt, revealing a necklace. To continue his studies, he depends on the necklace. The object allows him pretend to be an awakened one to receive a stipend from the association. Medjewel creates a small space to store items. Its ability is trivial, but luckily undetectable by the machines. This necklace and a photo are the only things his mother left behind. However, her face in the picture has been strangely cut out. Because of this, he can't remember what she looks like. But he remembers all the childhood memories they had together. The only exception is the night she vanished. After waking up from that event, his spirit was much larger than that of an ordinary person. He also wonders how he got the deduction system. The ability seems unrelated to being an awakened one. He reflects that the world has plenty of awakened ones, but few are skilled enough in combat to become demon hunters. After a week, he makes up his mind. He wants to improve with every battle so that next time, he can save the people who matter to him. A higher status in the association comes with more authority. That way, he believes he might be able to search for his mother in the future. Our MC then heads to the Hunter Association headquarters, determined to change the course of his life forever. Inside, a staff member immediately rejects his application. She states that the job of hunting demons is not some child's game. With a confident smile, Li Xiaohai surprises her. He says his purpose there today goes far beyond just becoming a hunter. His eyes shine with determination as he activates his ability. He doesn't just want to get in, he wants to become the best. He reveals that his goal is to get his ability rank reevaluated. After all, the deduction system can't be detected by machines. The receptionist agrees to the request. He just needs to deduce what will happen in the next 10 minutes to prove his worth. Even so, the woman advises him not to get his hopes up. She guides him through the hallways, skeptical of any drastic change. He follows her with a plan in mind. It's easy, just use his ability, report the result, and prove he's stronger. Suddenly, his face shows great strain. The deduction seems to be demanding a lot from him or showing something unexpected. Down the hall, the silver-haired captain and his squad appear. They've received a D-rank mission and need to leave in seconds. Another female employee sighs upon seeing the famous Captain Bai Ji. Our MC recognizes him and realizes just how popular he is there. Unexpectedly, Bai Ji looks in his direction. Li Xiaohei gets nervous, wondering if the captain still remembers him. Bai Ji turns and calls our MC a rookie. The disdain in his voice is clear as he stares at him coldly. Being ignored, Li Xiaohei becomes absolutely furious. The captain simply walks away with a grumble, not giving him a second thought. Our MC explodes with anger, wanting a duel. Fei Fei holds him back, warning him that Bai Ji would defeat him way too easily. As they walk, Fei Fei points to the evaluation room. He takes the opportunity to ask what rank someone who could predict the next 10 minutes would be. He excitedly speculates about being C rank, A rank, or even S rank. Then he wonders if that would make him stronger than Captain Bai Ji. Fei Fei stops and gives him a serious look. She tells him he's a completely clueless rookie about the real state of the world. She explains that anyone with power over time, whether it's seeing the future or going back to the past, is immediately classified as SSS rank. He is shocked by this revelation. The woman adds that the person would be taken by a national agency as a vital strategic weapon. However, the fate is anything but glorious. The individual would be monitored for their entire life, basically imprisoned forever in the same place. That would be the best-case scenario, an ability that incredible would attract the attention of dark hunter organizations. Fei Fei warns him that these groups would try to kidnap him relentlessly. Our MC turns pale imagining this future. The woman asks if he understands how a hunter is evaluated. It's not just about strength, but also about the potential of their ability. The outcome of large-scale wars can be decided in a single crucial moment with just one well-placed strike. He's terrified, as his first idea was much less noble. He just wanted to predict the outcome of confessing to Lin Shaya. His greatest ambition in recent days was even simpler. He just wanted to use his power to win prizes from soda cans. Fei Fei reveals that people with power over time are rare. The last one was a woman who could alter the past and disappeared 24 years ago. Ever since, dark organizations have been searching for her nonstop. With that, she turns and announces it's time to start the test. However, the hallway is empty. Fei Fei is confused because our MC has simply vanished without a trace. Far away, Li Xiaohai is running for his life. The words about war and dangerous organizations echo in his mind. He just wants to find his mother without getting into trouble, so he decides his deduction ability must never be discovered. The boy stops and realizes he's still using the ability. He thinks about giving up and letting heroes like Bai Ji save the world. Suddenly, his face fills with surprise. The vision of the future he's having shows something completely unexpected happening. Spatial teleportation portal opens in the main hall. He recognizes the ability as belonging to Vice Captain Beling. Immediately, Beling falls out of the portal. Already gone, her body hits the floor with a dull thud in front of everyone present. A large pool of red liquid quickly forms around her. The scene makes it clear that the situation is extremely serious. With her body pierced, she warns that the intel was wrong. The mission wasn't D rank, but an S rank trap. In her last breath, she reveals terrible news. All members of Bai Ji's squad have been completely wiped out. Right after, her body slumps to the floor for good. The elite hunter has no chance of surviving her injuries. Panic sets in, and someone screams for medics, but it's too late, and our MC watches it all unfold in his premonition. Back in reality, his face is pale. The deduction ends, revealing that the strongest squad will be annihilated in 10 minutes. Our MC is in a panic. His vision revealed a tragedy that will happen in just 10 minutes. He shoves Fei Fei aside. With no time to explain, he yells that everyone in the strongest squad is going to be taken out. From there, he sprints desperately down the hallway. He has to stop the terrible premonition from becoming reality. Meanwhile, Bai Ji's squad is walking calmly. They confirm the mission is just a simple D rank. The whole group is assembled. They need to move now and get to the mission site in 30 seconds. Two employees admire the famous team. In the background, our MC is approaching at high speed to intercept them. He can't just reveal his ability. On top of that, he has no way to save them during the mission. G gives the final order. In 10 seconds, Beling will teleport them all to the mission location, sealing their fate. With time running out, he understands what he has to do. His only option is to stop them from going on the mission. Without a second thought, he charges forward and lands a solid punch. The target is none other than Captain Bai Ji. He needs to create chaos to buy at least 10 minutes. That way, he can prevent the team from being annihilated. The captain is sent flying into the wall from the impact. All the squad members are left completely speechless. Right after, our MC grabs him by the collar. He starts provoking the captain to buy even more time. With a sinister grin, he taunts Bai Ji. He says he hasn't seen him in a while and that the captain has gotten pretty weak. Witnessing the scene, the other hunters and staff are dumbfounded. They can't believe the kid's audacity. The squad members are stunned. This is the second time Li Xiaohai has attacked Captain Bai Ji in front of everyone. Our MC has a bad feeling about this. He knows he's saving them but fears Bai Ji will take him out right after the mess is sorted. Glowing red, Bai Ji becomes enraged. He asks if our MC is ready for his last words. A red aura envelopes the captain, who says he doesn't usually attack the weak. The tension in the air spikes dramatically. Bai Ji clenches his fist tightly. He remembers being assaulted twice by the rookie for no apparent reason. Even in danger, Li Xiaohai sticks to his plan. He has to delay the team for 10 minutes to save them from the peril ahead. The vice captain starts a countdown on her watch. This means he has to endure the captain's fury. Our MC regrets his impulsive action. The thought of being a punching bag for 10 minutes terrifies him. After 10 seconds, the hunter snaps her fingers. The clown-faced member complains that she isn't helping the boss. Suddenly, a blue energy envelops the two hunters. The S-rank spatial teleportation ability is activated on the spot. Captain casts the transport spell. The other team members watch, completely surprised by her action. RMC is caught off guard by the magic. He didn't expect them to be teleported so quickly. The group arrives at the mission site in a destroyed city. The huntress announces the start of the D-rank task against an evil god. He realizes his plan failed and he couldn't stop them. To make matters worse, he was dragged along into the deadly trap. The woman explains that because of the physical contact, she had to bring our MC instead of 2 other team members. He despairs as the fatal situation has worsened. Now the team is 2 members short and has an F-rank rookie in their place. One of the hunters asks if the fight is going to continue. With that, Baiji decides to focus on the mission, and the group moves forward. The captain is confused by the rookie's attitude. He remembers Lai Xiaohai acting naive and then attacking him out of nowhere. Seeing the boy's fear, Baiji sighs. He starts to wonder if our MC has some mental issues. A brute tells him not to worry about revenge, but Baiji grabs him and warns that he'll lock him up after the mission. In his last 10 minutes of life, he cries inconsolably. Our MC is already thinking about his coffin design. He imagines the terrible scene of everyone being wiped out. Their bodies would be so mangled that no one would find the pieces. Placing a hand on the ground, he calms down a bit. He knows an unknown crisis is about to happen here soon. As he stands up, he confirms his suspicion. The mission isn't D-rank as everyone thinks, but an S-rank trap. Realizing he can't save them, he tries to flee. His only option now is to run from this dangerous place as fast as he can. In the middle of his run, he feels a sharp tug. Someone grabs him by the collar of his shirt, stopping his escape. Baiji holds him and tells him not to run. Even if he doesn't like him, his duty as one of the strong is to protect the weak. The captain looks at him with a serious and determined gaze. He assures him that as long as he's okay, his comrades will be okay. With that, he orders the rookie not to leave his side. RMC cries because this makes it even harder to abandon them. Li Xiaohai notices the sky looks normal, with no portals. Baiji explains they were only sent to investigate traces of demons here. Baiji explains that weak demons are born from grudges. RMC cries because their kindness makes it harder to run away. The captain wonders why the rookie is crying. Seeing this, he concludes that Li Xiaohai has mental problems and finds him pathetic. A woman approaches and questions the group. She was expecting 5 hunters and notices one of them seems to be just a rookie. She introduces herself as the district director. The lady guides them to the location where a cult statue was found in a warehouse. As they walk, the director tells the history of the place. The village was forgotten, and the residents turned to cults out of desperation. Our MC gets irritated by the woman's chatter. He covers his ears and thinks that she sounds a lot like his own mother. He observes the street and notices the poverty of the place. The people living there probably don't have much money for basics. His gaze shifts to a fruit stand on the roadside. A man is selling his produce on a simple cloth on the ground. Johei notices the fruit doesn't look fresh. He wonders why no one in the area is trying to sell meat. Staring at the vendor, he has a suspicion. Maybe the villagers can't afford to buy meat. He notices something strange on the deserted street. Since they arrived, he hasn't seen any children playing or walking around. Suddenly, a piece of paper flies by in the wind. The poster slaps right into our MC's face unexpectedly. When he pulls the notice off, he sees it's for a missing person. He starts to wonder if children go missing frequently here. The poster shows a picture of a girl named Xiaofu. He finds it strange that her age is described with exact days and months. His thoughts are interrupted by the director. She points to a building and announces that they have finally arrived at their destination. The director tries to open the warehouse, but the key gets stuck. She complains that her useless husband never fixes things properly. One of the hunters feels a bad energy in the place and alerts the team. Baiji orders everyone to prioritize the safety of the civilians. Hearing the whispers, the director gets annoyed. She scolds them for not paying attention while an elder is speaking. The woman begins an endless lecture about young people. The entire team gets a look of pure suffering on their faces. Inside, she explains about the sect. They offer sacrifices to a statue in exchange for happiness and fortune. Upon seeing the statue, our MC is shocked. The distorted image around him shows his complete horror at the scene. Before him stands a macabre figure made of bones. The base of the statue is surrounded by skulls and a sinister aura. He focuses on the deity's skeletal face. Something about those sharp bones seems terribly familiar to our hero. In that instant, he remembers his premonition. Vice Captain Baling was attacked by those exact same bones. He understands that this is the site of the tragedy. With time running out, he knows the danger is about to begin at any moment. Suddenly, a loud noise echoes through the warehouse. The metal door slams shut, trapping them inside. With the exit blocked, Baiji goes on high alert. He orders everyone to protect the director and the rookie at all costs. To everyone's surprise, the director starts laughing. Her face contorts into a malevolent smile as she looks at them. The woman pulls out a knife and reveals her disappointment. She laments that she only managed to lure 4 hunters instead of the expected 5. With an insane look in her eyes, she explains her plan. She promised 5 people to heal her husband, and now 4 is not enough. With a macabre smile, she decides she will offer the 5 lives. Her determination to complete the ritual is unshakable. Without hesitation, she uses the knife on her own neck. She offers herself as the 5th sacrifice for the dark ritual. Faced with this scene, the hunter team is completely paralyzed. No one expected such an extreme action from the woman. Her body falls to the ground, and the entire warehouse begins to shake. The hunters try to keep their balance amid the sudden tremor. Our MC knows the real crisis is coming. The threat that can annihilate the strongest squad is about to emerge. Wasting no time, he activates his deduction ability. His spirit points are consumed to find a way out. With the sacrifice complete, the atmosphere in the warehouse becomes tense. The team prepares for the battle that is about to begin. The vice captain warns that she doesn't have the power to teleport everyone. She refuses to flee and leave her comrades behind. At their feet, the director's body now rests. A large pool of red liquid quickly forms around her. Suddenly, the liquid starts to bubble strangely. Small spikes form in the pool, pointing upwards. The droplets float in the air and move slowly. Our MC watches the scene, not understanding what's happening. The liquid is absorbed by the bone statue. The macabre figure pulses with new energy from the sacrifice. Its empty eyes glow with an intense red light. The statue comes to life, heralding the arrival of a great danger. The hunters watch the scene in horror. The liquid enters the statue's eyes, which become increasingly powerful. A sinister light fills the place, drawing everyone's attention. Our MC turns and faces the new threat head on. Our MC is stunned by the red light. The energy completely paralyzes him in place. The entire team is motionless. Baiji realizes the light prevents the use of abilities and suspects an S-rank demon. The bone statue cracks, and its blades get ready. The red energy around it intensifies even more. With a terrifying sound, the creature releases its spikes. The imminent attack fills the entire environment with dread. The bone blades reveal themselves to be extremely sharp. The sound of them preparing echoes through the large warehouse. The spikes are fired at high speed. The attack advances towards the defenseless hunters. Baiji panics as he realizes the danger. He understands there's no way to dodge the fatal blow. The projectiles hit the squad head on. The simulation shows the terrible result of the statue's attack. The deduction ends, and he has the answer. Looking into the statue's eyes is what triggers the paralysis in everyone. Back in reality, the vice captain repeats her line. She says she can't run away and leave everyone behind. One of the hunters points to the gruesome scene. The liquid from the sacrifice is being absorbed by the statue. With the information from the deduction, he yells at everyone. Our MC warns them not to look at the statue and to close their eyes. He insists that the demon is S-rank. The real danger is in the red light coming from the creature's eyes. The brute wonders how this is possible. He's still paralyzed and doesn't understand the situation. Li Xiaohai declares himself a member of the team. He begs them to trust him just this once. Despite the mission's intel, Beiji trusts the warning. He orders his teammate to obey the rookie's orders. From there, the captain tells everyone to close their eyes. The plan now is to fall back and get out of the warehouse as quickly as possible. The bone statue's energy explodes with power. Its eyes glow with an intense and malicious red light. With a swift movement, the creature prepares to attack. The aura around it expands to catch everyone in the area. As they retreat with their eyes closed, they worry. Without their sight, they don't know how to defend against the next blow. One of the hunters feels his body slowing down because of the light. He's tempted to open his eyes to understand the situation. At that moment, the statue releases its spikes again. The attack is designed to annihilate all the hunters at once. With his premonition, our MC shouts a warning. He alerts everyone about the attack coming from the upper left. The bone projectiles fly towards the team. The attack confirms Xiaohai's prediction about the imminent threat. Wasting no time, the vice captain reacts to the warning. She prepares a defensive ability with a quick hand gesture. An energy shield forms and blocks the spikes. The impact of the defense saves the lives of all team members. Baiji looks at our MC with a new expression. He finally understands that the rookie can predict what's going to happen. Xiaohai knows the situation has changed. Each counter-attack creates new variables and future possibilities for him. So, he decides to use a new method. For the first time, he will try a real-time deduction in the middle of a battle. The team protects themselves within an energy barrier. Even so, they feel their powers restricted by the creature's light. Baiji pants with his eyes closed. He admits the power is from an S-rank demon, and that the rookie might be telling the truth. Our MC enters a state of deduction. He concentrates to predict where the creature's next attack will come from. The simulation shows the team being wiped out. The vision of the future consumes another 10 of his spirit points. Back in reality, he points and shouts a warning. The attack will come from the right side, and the team prepares its defense. With incredible speed, Baiji moves. He positions himself to intercept the blow, following Xiaohai's command. The captain and Zhenlong block the crystal attack. The rookie's prediction was as fast as the demon's strike. Wonders how that's possible. He suspects a rare time-based ability but finds the idea absurd. Our MC thinks of a new strategy. He decides to guide the blocks to save his deduction attempts. In his mind, the team defends themselves in a new way. The bone demon attacks once more with its deadly spikes. The premonition shows him horizontal red beams. The danger is approaching quickly, and he needs to act fast. He yells for Zhenlong to defend against the attack from the left. However, the hunter just looks at him, confused. The beams pierce Zhenlong's body. To everyone's horror, he reveals that he's the healer and doesn't know how to defend himself. The deduction ends with a terrible scene. Our MC realizes the big guy doesn't exactly look like a healer. With no time to waste, he changes the plan. He yells for Zhenlong to use his speed ability on the entire team. At his command, the healer activates his power. A green aura surrounds everyone, increasing the group's movement speed. With increased speed, the team retreats from the attack. The bone creature prepares for another assault against them. A fiery explosion intercepts the projectiles. Baiji realizes our MC even knew about Zhenlong's ability. At this, the captain reflects for a moment. He admits to himself that maybe he shouldn't call him a rookie anymore. With no time to rest, our MC shouts again. He focuses to predict the direction of the demon's next attack. He then warns that the blow will come from the ground. The whole group jumps into the air to dodge the emerging spikes. In the air, they defend against another attack. He realizes that by revealing their abilities, the cost in points increases. The demon now focuses its attacks on Xiaohai. The blows become more brutal and harder to predict and dodge. Thanks to a peek at the deduction, they run for the exit. Our MC announces they are very close to escaping the place. In that instant, his premonition shows a new danger. He yells a warning about an attack coming from right behind them. With a firm step, he braces for impact. The warning to dodge is given at the last possible second. To avoid the blow, Beiji and Xiaohei collide head-on. The impact leaves them stunned for a painful moment. The two start arguing in the middle of the chaos. Xiaohai calls him an old man for not knowing his left from his right. The fight gets even more intense and confusing. No one seems to agree on how to give directions correctly. The vice captain grabs them by the head and tells them to shut up. She suggests he describe the attacks in a clockwise direction. The confusion increases with wrong orders and near misses. With that, his spirit points plummet to just 11. With the exit in sight, he yells for them to run. The warehouse door is the team's only hope of survival. Only one last step separates them from freedom. With that, his spirit points are zeroed out in the final effort. In that instant, a violent impact hits the door. The force of the explosion from the inside out creates an opening. The metal structure breaks, and the group manages to escape. They celebrate with relief for having survived the confrontation. Inside the warehouse, the bone creature glares at them. Its red eyes glow with a pulsating and frightening energy. Shortly after, its power begins to dissipate into the air. The light in its eyes fades, and the threat finally ceases. Outside, our MC breathes heavily. He knows everyone is exhausted after fighting an S-rank demon. Suddenly, Beiji grabs him by the shirt collar. The captain demands that he confess his secret right then and there. With a suspicious look, he holds him by the tie. Beiji won't give up until he gets a clear answer from the boy. His eyes focus on the rookie with pure intensity. He asks what exactly our MC is hiding. Without warning, Beiji is hit hard from behind. The blow leaves him completely stunned and unable to react. Our MC is shocked by the scene. The surprise attack came from one of the residents of that forgotten village. Looking around, he realizes the trap. All the other hunters have been taken down by the town's civilians. With sinister smiles, the villagers approach. The elite team is now surrounded and completely vulnerable.